Okay, here's Citizen's Eye, and we're at Abbey Pumping Station in beautiful weather now. And we're here for Skyride 2010, and I'm at the Transition Leicester stall, which has been fantastic. I've just been watching Doug Goulding do a carbon footprint test on somebody. That was very interesting, Doug.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that? What people can do?
Well, we use CAT carbon gym computer footprints and just go through. It's kind of splits the footprint up into home heating, water heating, food, water and stuff like that. And just got a couple of questions on each area, and we just do a very quick carbon footprint which gives an idea of what that person's carbon is, and then we try and encourage them to do a group, which we're doing this autumn. We're running a pilot. It's called the Footpaths Project, which is going to be 7 fortnightly meetings going into much more detail on people's carbon footprints and ways of reducing them. And also it's about community building and about working in groups. So it's got 3 objectives.
Yeah, that's great. And that's with Transition Leicester, isn't it?
Yes, it's a Transition Leicester project which we've got some grant funding for.
Yeah, I'll just pan round and ask Andrew a bit more about Transition Leicester.
Okay.
Can you tell us a bit more about it, Andrew?
Okay, so Transition Leicester's been going about 2.5 years now. We're all volunteers, we're all based in and around Leicester. Basically, we're looking at 2 of the big challenges of our time. There's climate change that everyone's aware of. There's also this issue called peak oil that essentially relates to oil, one of our main resources for transport and many things in our society that we need. It's going to get more scarce and more expensive in the future. So we want our community to be resilient to that change so we can still meet our needs with less resources and with a lower carbon footprint. We want that future to be a positive future as well. We don't want all doom and gloom. God, we're going to have less and less. We think we actually have more and live happier, better lives in that future as well.
That's fantastic. And what do you think about the Skyride event today?
I've loved it. I've just been around the track on a tour bike as well, so drawing a lot of attention and smiles. And it's just so positive just to see the roads flooded with bikes, less cars for a change. And that's one of the things that's likely to happen. Whatever happens in the future anyway, it's going to get more expensive to drive. There's going to be more of a shift towards walking and cycling. But also, it's just so lovely to see streets as real living environments. Just full of people, and it's been great.
It's great. And I've just been having a look and taking some photos of your fantastic exhibition here. What's all this about?
So this is, we did an event a year ago called Bespoke. So we had a bike ride with about 50 people participating, going around the city centre. The idea was we're going to promote kind of practical but kind of less well-known ways of meeting your needs by bike. So there's all these shocking statistics that journeys of kind of just a few miles, more than half of them are actually still taken by car. And very often you could actually do them, on foot or by bike. And solutions to help you do that aren't well known. So using a bike trailer for your shopping, for example, rather than having to use a car is very practical, quite affordable. If you'd like to cycle but you find it a struggle, there are electric bikes that can help you do that. There's folding bikes, so you can combine it with public transport. So there's lots of solutions out there. And what we did, we took pictures of people from the Leicester area using those bikes, made a display. And we've taken it around quite a few events so far over the past year, and hopefully more events over the coming 6 months as well.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely try and get it into the Central Library in Leicester so more people can see it.
That'd be really exciting.
We get about 33,000 people coming through there a month, so that'd be really handy to sort of and I, as a born-again cyclist over the last couple of months, is very keen to promote it. So can I just ask a bit more, Andrew, about your personal history of cycling?
Yeah, sure. Well, let me think, actually. I didn't used to cycle much till about 10 years ago. So I used to live in Leeds. I used to mostly walk to get from A to B. As soon as I discovered just how quick and easy it was there, I just started cycling all the time, And, I think people just don't, unless you do it, you don't realise just what an efficient way of getting around it is. And also things like, if I go to London, I tend to take my bike rather than use the tube. And again, it's free and it's quick. And that's putting aside all of the all the pleasure you can get out of it, but just on a purely practical level, it's such a good form of transport.
If people were interested in getting involved in Transition Leicester, how would they go about that?
I'd recommend visiting our website first of all. We publish a monthly newsletter as well. You can sign up to that, which talks about events we're doing, similar events from other groups in Leicester. We have a monthly cafe event on the third Saturday of every month in the Bishop Street Methodist Church foyer in Town Hall Square. So that's a nice chance to network, learn about what we're doing as well. And yeah, just drop us a line, get in touch, basically.
Great. Andrew, thanks for talking to us
pleasure.
today, and we'll get this loaded up for you.
All right,
Okay,
thank you very much.
cheers.